Hi, I'm Alex Quinn. You are watching Av Fuzz, and I am sitting here with Eric from the Fruit Bats. And Eric, you must be pretty excited that this is your last show and you get to go home and have a nice, relaxing break after this.
I'm very excited to sleep in my own bed, yes.
I bet you are. A lot more comfortable than the bus beds.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, we're ready? All right. Well, Eric, just to start off with, when did the Fruit Bats actually become a band? How long ago was that?
I kind of started it just in the 4-track days of the 90s when like everybody had a fake band. It was just one guy, and I was one of those guys. It really didn't become a real band until 2000. So we're sort of at the 10-year point now as a real concept. So I always say somewhere between 1996 and 2000, but 2000 was the real date of inception, I think.
Okay, and how long have you're on Sub Pop Records, correct?
Yeah.
How long have you been with Sub Pop Records?
I've been with them since 2002. We signed with them, and our first Sub Pop record came out in 2003. And and we were talking to them around 2001. So we were part of the same sort of crop of bands with the Shins and Iron and Wine and Postal Service and a lot of those. We were sort of part of that class of 2001 with those guys, which was a sort of an interesting new time for the label, sort of like the post-grunge years, kind of thing. So.
And how do you like working with Sub Pop Records?
They're great. I love them. I mean, they're like family to me at this point. Like, it's 8 years. It's a pretty long relationship. So, I mean, they're awesome. They're my friends more than anything, really.
Well, you guys just started a tour on the eastern part of the U.S., I know. And what has it been like so far? And how does it feel to be back on tour?
Great. I mean, we haven't had too many long. We've had little breaks since last fall, but we've been on tour so much that it's sort of like, it's just very much like a part of life. This is actually our last night of this tour, and we have our longest break 2 months. So we're all pretty excited to get home, I think.
Yeah. Are you going back to Chicago after this?
I actually live in Portland, Oregon now.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. So, but I'm driving. Well, not all the way, but starting to drive back to Portland tomorrow. So.
Are you going on the tour bus back to Portland?
We don't have a tour bus. We just have a regular old tour van.
Well, that's even cooler.
Yeah.
So your music video, am I pronouncing this right? The Ruminant?
The Ruminant Band.
Ruminant. Yeah. I was like trying to figure this out for 12
band,
minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Ruminant?
Yeah.
So describe the idea behind that video, and do you have any stories while you were shooting that?
Oh man, that was so fun. And yeah, that video is supposed to be about an old man who died, who's had an extraordinary life, and this guy at his funeral is like his nephew or something, gets very overly excited, and they decide to give him a Viking funeral and set his coffin on fire, and it's a very dramatic,
it's pretty cool,
but pretty funny video too. So yeah, the whole thing was just a totally amazing experience, actually, just being on that shoot.
Are there any songs you absolutely hate to play?
There's nothing I hate to play. There's some songs that are very popular songs of ours that are sort of difficult for us to play, like that were very like kind of album songs. Like Born in the 70s is a song that we get requests for all the time, people yelling it out, and we do it occasionally, but it just never sounds right. It was a very sort of studio song. Like it worked as a recording and live. I'm never satisfied with it. So I shouldn't say I hate to play that one, but it's difficult for us to play. There's also the song Dragon Ships, which is from the first album, and we get a lot of requests for that one, and it's the same way. It's like, it just sounded good on album, but it just never sounds right to me live, so.
All right, well, where is your favorite place to play then?
I mean, I love playing in Chicago just because that's sort of like the original hometown, and it's like friends and family and always like a really good crowd just in general. I like playing anywhere outside, I've decided. Like, it's like just sort of new for us to start playing outdoor places and festivals and stuff like that, and I realize I sort of enjoy like smelling trees and feeling wind, like in my hair or whatever when we play. It feels kind of classic, but but I don't. Anywhere where it doesn't really matter as long as people are enjoying the show.